Welcome to episode 19 of Curious Conversations. We're doing this live in the airport, live from Bristol Airport. A little bit of a different background than the cupboard in Sin. But we're going to do Hyrox Cardiff recap. Yep. We raced about, like 10 hours ago?
Yeah.
Something like that, 9 hours ago. And we've got a little bit of time before our plane journey home, so we thought we'd do a recap straight away. Yeah. Both of us done a little bit of a race report. We do that after every race, just kind of going over our thoughts around it, kind of what happened in the race. So we have it kind of fresh in our mind as to what went on, how the course was, how we felt like during it, how we felt after it. Yeah. So the way we're going to run it is we're going to talk about the build up of the race, the actual race, how it went, some post-race thoughts, how we were feeling, all the lessons that we've took away from the race, and then what is next. Yeah. So, build up to the race. We flew pretty early yesterday, Saturday morning. What time was our flight?
It's weird that doesn't feel like yesterday, man.
Feels like ages ago.
We flew at 6:50.
Yeah.
6:50, and it's calm flight, nice. Then got the bus from Bristol to Cardiff. Posted up in this mad cupboard, this mad small ass room. This small ass room. And it was sound. We kind of just like went to the venue. We watched the pro men and the pro men doubles, some of them.
Yeah.
And then basically just kind of headed back to the hotel and got a nice early sleep. Mm-hmm. I slept like a baby last night.
Yeah.
It was good.
You forgot the main event, what we ate.
Oh, that is the main event. We got, as soon as we touched down, we went to the venue, and then after that we went and got a burrito from Tortilla.
We've had three this weekend.
3 burritos.
I say this weekend, within the
past 17 hours. Yeah, we were carving up. After that I had a little bit of yogurt, a little bit of yogi. And then that's when we went to the venue to see the pro men compete. It was sick, it was cool. And then just headed back and
got an early night.
It was good.
Yeah.
Felt good.
Woke up early this morning, shower, stuff, morning routine. Then we went to Starbucks, got a coffee, went a walk, just talked over strategy again, just getting it fresh into our mind. And then we went back, checked out from the hotel, headed straight to the venue. We were racing at 9:10, but we got there like 10 to 8 or something.
About
8.
10 to 8, something like that.
Just so we could put our stuff away, get warmed up, get mobile, and then we started racing at 9:10. We're feeling pretty ready beforehand.
Totally, 100%. There was no complaints.
I felt warm, felt loose, felt ready to go from that start line we got. This time Aiden didn't go for a piss 30 seconds before the race.
I cut water 60 minutes. 60 minutes before I had my electrolytes, and then made sure to not consistently go for a piss every 3 minutes in the warm-up zone. Got a quick one in, and then get set up. Start tunnel was sick.
Yeah, start tunnel was amazing.
It was good.
Start tunnel was, so for those who watch this or listen to this but never actually seen the event, it was the Principality Stadium. So it's a big rugby stadium, but also used for football, I think, as well. But it was literally like about as if you're coming out the dugouts, as if you're a player, a rugby player or a football player, and starting like that. So it was mega cool to start off like that. We had, let's talk about the race and how that went. We started off pretty quick.
Yeah, the first run was a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Just because it was at the start tunnel, of course.
So it's pretty much half a lap longer than
Yeah.
all the other laps.
Exactly.
Same with the last lap.
Yeah, same with the last lap, both long. But yeah, I felt good coming out of the traps. It was at a fast pace, but we were moving really well.
Yep.
We actually came third into the ski.
Yep.
We had quite a quick heat. Came out third as well, didn't we? Came out second. Came out second. And then yeah, that run after that was mad.
Yeah. So
I was bombing it.
I took the lead off of the ski into from the run into the sleds, and I don't know. I didn't feel like I was going that fast.
It was a 3:38.
Yeah, we got 3:38k.
That shit was fast as hell.
So
I could feel it obviously because I was coming off the station.
Yeah.
So I knew that it was fast as fuck.
Yeah, it probably is that.
Take off.
So I led on that one. We went into this sled. We changed our strategy with the sleds.
Yeah.
We were still going to keep it half, but we were going to do the first 3 lengths fast, and then the last length like a little bit slower, so that we can rest the legs a little bit before our next run. And we done that, and
moved well.
It moved well. It worked well. I think we'd done it 10, 11 seconds faster than our previous races.
Mm-hmm.
So done that, then came off the sled, push into that run. I think you ended up leading that one.
Yeah, after the sled push, I felt good
That
after
run.
the sled push. To be fair,
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like we were a little bit because there was people going about saying the sleds were a bit brutal when we first got there. So we weren't too sure how they were going to move, but they moved perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And then coming into that run, I felt relatively good. And then the pool was a little bit more efficient, I think.
Yeah.
I think we moved it well. There's definitely more time to gain on that for sure.
Yeah.
Like more time to take off. Sorry. But yeah, I think that we improved on it on our sled work for sure.
Yeah. I think both the run from sled pull into burpees, I thought was a little bit more difficult.
The run from sled pull to burpees.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started to feel that for sure.
I think because we were running faster than we usually would, because we hit sub 4 on runs 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7.
Yeah.
That like all of them were above 4 at Warsaw and Glasgow.
It's cool to think.
Yeah.
It is cool to think, to be fair. Like we were moving really quick. Coming into the burpees though, I was feeling a wee bit. My stitch I started to get a stitch.
Yeah.
Coming into the burpees. Obviously you started them.
I started the burpees. That was so hard.
That was hard.
I was hurting bad at the burpees. I thought like we done. So this time it was 6 lengths. Like so six lengths of burpees. So we actually changed our strategy. We were meant to be doing 8, but a length ended up 7 for me.
I noticed that we didn't even do it.
What, 8?
I noticed that we didn't. I noticed that we didn't do. Like I didn't count mine.
Oh, did you not?
I just done mine.
I think yours were 7 as well.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't count mine. I just done mine to the line.
So each length was about 7 burpee broad jumps. So when you think of that, that's only like 21 burpee broad jumps each.
Yeah, it's insane.
But it was so hard. Obviously, your heart rate is jacked already going into it, and then burpees. I don't know about you, but they jacked my heart rate up so bad.
They are brutal.
Done that, and then the run from the burpees into the row was the hardest run.
That was a slog, bro.
You said your last run, but the last run was the hardest for you?
Mate, 2 of them were like equal.
Yeah.
Because that's when my stitch was like proper.
Yeah.
Like, that was killing, man.
So we're halfway through that run, and
I was slogging like Elsie, if you know, you know.
We we had so Aiden said to me halfway through that one that we had to change our strategy. So what our strategy was, we're going to do 250, 500, 250. Aiden starting at the 250, and halfway through he said like we need to change this. Like I've got a mad stitch.
Aye, there was just no chance because the stitch was like insane, and then I was gassed as well. I can't lie, I was heavy feeling it. So there wouldn't have been any point in me doing 250 because I was proper feeling it, and I knew that I needed a longer rest. Like I wouldn't have been getting a rest on that. Like I wouldn't have been getting a rest on that station bar you doing the 500.
Yeah.
Like because I would have been bombing the 250s. So I agree with the decision. I definitely believe that it was the right decision because that would have been hard for me to finish. Like a lot harder for me to finish if we didn't do that.
Yeah, no, I think so too. So 500, I started off with that. And Aiden took his gel then.
Yeah.
Aiden done his 500, I took my gel. And then I led the run from the row to the farmers.
Yeah.
I was okay after that, but you were coming off the row. How were you feeling?
I was trying to feel my legs. I was trying to feel my legs. Like my legs started to feel a wee bit jelly. You know, when we came off the row, I started to feel a bit like not fatigue, but like weak. You know that way. When you because I was obviously driving my legs on the row. It took me like till we got out the rock zone, and then I was good to go.
Yeah.
I was good to go after that. But yeah, that run was decent actually. I started to feel like that felt good.
I think it always, for me after that row, cause it is, you get that 500 metre rest, which is like 145 rest pretty much.
Yeah.
So it is quite a big rest in terms of what you get in Hyrox. Then we went from there into the farmers, still managed sub 4 in that run. Went into the farmers carries. I picked up the 20, so I picked up the chalk, picked up the 24s. I go into the farmers carry inside, and this doofus shouts, "No!" As if like the love of his life had just fell off a cliff or something. He was like, "No!" I turned around and went back like towards him, and he was like, "Oh no, it doesn't matter."
You meant like, what the fuck? I was like, because I basically thought he went in the wrong bit, and if you go in the wrong bit, then you get like a 5-minute penalty.
Yeah.
So you're like, it ruins your shit, and I was like,
you thought I'd fucked it.
This motherfucker's just ruined our race. And I was like, oh shit, nah, sorry, that wasn't correct.
Even the guys who came in at the same time as us, they turned around as well.
Like, what the fuck's this ended up to?
But yeah, we just moved on quickly from that. 100 metres, I done 100, Aiden done 100. And then, so I always think that run is hard after the farmers because you don't really get any rest because you're still kind of running with the farmers. You're moving like a decent pace still.
For sure. That one is, I felt alright in that one. It was okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so then the run from that into the sandbag lunges, again managed sub 4, but then sandbag lunges, we're doing 10 each, 5 each leg. That felt so much better, I thought.
Definitely felt so much better. Transitions were a lot better.
I was
just heavy para in case we dropped the sandbag, but it was sound, it was totally fine. Yeah. It was good that we moved quick and stuff like that.
Yep.
A lot quicker than what we have moved anyway.
And then the final run into the wall balls, that was hard, like so hard.
That was the hardest run for me. I was slogging, man. Like proper.
That's when my heart rate was the highest. When I checked my Garmin after it, I was sitting at like 200 beats per minute.
When we were on that second, like that first lap was hard, but when we were on that second lap, man, I was like, damn, we've got another 2 to go.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck.
And obviously that was a longer lap as well. It was an extra half lap than all the other ones. So and then we came into the wall balls. I started off, I done 30. I was feeling terrible after that run. Like
mate,
I was feeling so sick.
I would have proper struggled to do 30 if I was coming off that run.
Yeah.
That was a heavy struggle.
I done 10, and then like I felt this wave of sick coming over me, but I just like tried to breathe through it, and then managed to to get the 30. I did get 3 no reps though during that time. The first wall ball was a no rep as well. I never reached the top one. It hit like midway through. So yeah, but then Aiden done 40 straight off the bat. How did you find that?
I found it okay, mate. Like, see, thinking about it, but I know it's always in hindsight, but I could have done more.
Yeah.
I think I wasn't looking at the like what I had done in terms of
the number.
The number, like, I wasn't looking.
Yeah.
I was just looking at the target and making sure that I hit it.
That's probably a good idea.
But I was thinking back, and I was like, because the goal was initially to do 50, but I think I might have like my lapse of judgment must have like fucking left me or something like that, because I just stopped then.
Yeah.
I don't know why though. I don't know why that I stopped. Like, I could have done 10 more, I reckon.
I reckon so too, but I actually forgot until you said no.
So did that. Like, I was meant to do 50, and I definitely could have, but I don't know why. I think I just like thought that I was to do it to 70 and then you to finish it off.
Yeah.
But you finished off the last 30.
The last 30 felt good.
Felt good,
I think because I had that 40 of wall balls break, that's like again over a minute rest for me, and I felt great the last 30. Like, I could have pushed on more, if there was more wall balls there. But yeah, finished that. We both sprinted across the finish line, and we seen 57.04 pop up. So 15 seconds slower than Warsaw.
Yeah, 15 seconds slower. No, 15 seconds.
Yeah, 15 seconds exactly.
15 seconds.
And
it taught us a lesson.
Yeah.
It definitely taught us a lesson, something that we're going to come into right now. May as well come into it right now. Like,
yeah.
We spent a lot of time like thinking about, like, trying to predict what this time was going to be coming into this race, like telling people, putting on the podcast and telling each other what we're aiming for, and we were kind of going off of that, like expecting the course to be the exact same as Warsaw. And I reckon if it was the exact same as Warsaw, then maybe we would have got somewhere near where we were thinking. But you can never ever compare at times, because all courses are so different, and that kind of showed us it. Like, it taught us the lesson of, like, don't compare times.
Yeah.
Just kind of, and you can't compare, like, events either, because there's, like, the UK ones are stacked. Like, there's always going to be people that, like, so much more people at the events, or like people that have done it for, like, way longer and things like that. A lot, like, in the UK, and anyone will tell you that. I think anyone will tell you that. So it's one of those ones where it taught us a lesson to not kind of throw it out there and, like, predict the time. But you know what, we're learning. It's a bit of fun at the end of the day. We want to properly make sure that we're stamping our name in, like, the Hyrox scene and stuff like that. But at the same time, like, the predictions and stuff like that, it's just a bit of fun, and we're always like looking to achieve, like, the best we possibly can, and that's kind of why we were doing it. We weren't kind of doing it out of, like, oh, we're fucking, like, we're this, we're that, like, we're too big for our boots. It's just like a wee bit of fun at the end of the day.
Yeah, 100%. It's we take it as a lesson. It's
Totally.
our third doubles. Like,
It's
our third doubles race. That's literally all it is.
We've went under all 58s.
Yeah. But overall, like, post-race thoughts in terms of Cardiff, like, in terms of how I was feeling during the race. I know it's like, what did we say? It's like recency bias. So, like, of course it was super hard. Like, Glasgow was hard, Warsaw was hard, but when I remember the feeling at Warsaw and when I remember the feeling at Glasgow, I don't think I was pushing as hard and running as hard as I was in Cardiff when I think of that. So, like, to get a time that was very close to our last one, like, you get the feelings of crossing the finish line, like, and seeing that up, of course you get, like, a slight wave of, oh shit, like, didn't do as good. didn't do as well there.
You
but
see that as well in like the video. So we basically got a videographer to catch us going round the course, and I think he caught us coming over the finish line and the reaction. So I reckon you'll see that. Like, we crossed the finish line, and I think there was like a slight bit of disappointment.
Yeah, you get a wave of disappointment.
Wave of disappointment, just because like you're always striving to do better, but it just kind of shows you like you can't predict time. And as I say, we learned that today.
Yeah, and I think it's the character afterwards that it showed. Like
100%.
we literally before we even got our photo, we're like, right, what's the license for the next one?
Yeah.
That was all it was. It was just like, what is the license for the next one?
There was a wave of disappointment when we crossed the finish line, but like there's no disappointment in me.
Yeah.
Like right now, it's like you would be silly to think that you're always going to PB these things.
Yeah.
Especially because it's like, as I say, it's so different. But you can't expect that. Like no, like even if it's with like you're a runner and you're doing like 10Ks and you're doing like them quite frequently. You're doing them at different places. It's different courses, different weather that day, things like that. You need to take all these things into account. But some days your day, some days you're not. Some days you're not. Some day it isn't. And you need to take it on the chin, and you need to understand that there's always lessons that you can take from these things. And I'm just happy, mate. Like I was saying to you the day, I was like, I just love life, like right now, because we get to do this shit, and like there's not a lot of people out there that get the opportunity to do this. So you just need to take it in your stride, learn from it, and enjoy the moments, because it's really, really cool to like compete in the Principalities.
100%. Like how cool an experience it is,
No.
and that's all a race is. It's just an experience to take lessons from certain things. But you're so right with the PB thing. Like if you think about it, like on a deeper level, like if everyone was to PB every single race they had, the top people in the world record would be broken every single week.
It's true. It's mad, isn't it?
Like every single week.
Good way of thinking about it.
So think of like how long the Hyrox Pro, how long's Hunter had that PB world record for?
Yeah.
Like over a year, longer than that. And Hyrox is a very new sport, so when you think of it like that, it's like, yeah, it's stupid to think that you'd be able to PB every single race, especially when the races are different, the courses are different, what you're running on is different, the amount of laps you're doing is different,
totally.
the rock zone size different. That's something, that's a big lesson that I learned this weekend, is like go into the race and just like do your best as we did, and don't expect to get a certain time. It's just going.
I think it's just like coming into the next races that we've got coming up.
Yeah.
Because we have races coming up. But like going into every race, whether that's a Hyrox or a running race, like just don't expect, like don't try and predict what you're going to get. Don't expect anything from yourself. All you can do is don't expect anything from yourself. Just all you need to focus on is trying as hard as you possibly can. Like give your maximum effort, and see if you truly give your maximum effort. You can't be disappointed. Like I know, like I gave my max effort today, and that's why I'm not like beating myself up or anything like that. The only time you can kind of beat yourself up is when you can think to yourself and you're like, I left some out there. I left a little bit in the tank, and that's what you don't want to be feeling at the end of the race.
That and all the time previous, the 8 weeks previous after Warsaw, that's something we've not even spoke about. Like, exactly what Aiden said there, in terms of like, you can only beat yourself up if you don't like leave it all out there in the race, but also if you keep missing a beat all the time with your training, with your nutrition, with your recovery, all this, like all the things we've been focused on so much over the past 8 weeks, it's like we really should have a wave of pride as to doing what we said we were going to do.
I did say that. I was really thinking that as well. Like me and Anton have not missed a beat when it comes down to like training and trying to make sure that our nutrition is dialed in and we're recovering and stuff like that. And that's what I was going to say. I was saying that to a lot of members that were asking me, like, if things don't go away, then it's totally fine, because I know that I've put in the work.
Yeah.
And I can't put it to it.
And there's only, naturally, if you just keep doing that over and over again, there's no way you can't not get better.
Totally. Like if you continue to like enjoy the process and go through the process and do the things that you don't want to do, but like you're still continuing to do them like you love them, like you always see improvement.
Yeah, 100%. And even like something that we were speaking about earlier as well is like these races are perspective as well. So we got 57.04 for our time. That got us 11th in our age group in Cardiff, and 11th.
11th,
yeah, 11th in age group at Cardiff, and like for a lot of people, they would look at that and think, like, I want that. I really want that. I think because we set ourselves quite high standards with our training, with like what we want to do, it takes a hit almost. But also, we had a little look at like the other venues like around Europe, like what's going on. Hyrox Riga was on this weekend, and like if we were racing in that race and we got that time, or even got the time we got in Glasgow, we would have came first in our age group, second overall. So like we would have got our first like white flag as such. But then we flipped it on its head and we're lucky we were in Cardiff to do that.
Totally.
To race at Cardiff, because we realised what the standard is that you need to beat at the big events. So UK events are always stacked, every single one, because Hyrox is booming in the UK. There's a lot of people who have been training for it for a couple of years now, people getting really fit. So we're actually lucky to be in a race that is so stacked like that.
Yeah, it's really like if you think about it, it is a game of if buts or maybes, and it's like kind of a game of what if type of stuff. But it's like as you say, flipping it on its head, that we got the opportunity to see what it takes to actually properly push it, and like we want to get to where we can actually like podium at places like this. So like why would you want to go elsewhere? Like you want the UK events are the ones that are stacked, like the most stacked. So you want the competition. You want that competition, and you want to be able to compete. So it's just a big lesson for us, and yeah, it was great. It's good.
Our final lesson that we spoke about was race more. You want to touch on that? Yeah,
that's massive. I think that we kind of spoke about that. Like we were speaking to actually a videographer for Cardiff there. He was telling us that it was the 10th race of his season. But yeah, that's the difference. It seems like the people that are like really successful within this space are racing more frequently and getting out more and getting more experience and getting that feeling of like doing a Hyrox. Because obviously our last one was Warsaw. Yeah. It was 8 weeks ago, and after that was Glasgow, and then we had the opportunity to race. But I think that's a massive thing for us moving forward. Is like one, racing more frequently, but also making a meal out of the weekend. So like I feel like we would be able to do like at least 2 events. On the weekend, like whether that's an open men's doubles or open men's doubles and a pro men's doubles. Like that's what we want to start doing, because it gives us more opportunity to get that race feel and get used to it. Yeah. Because you need that. It's experience at the end of the day.
Yeah. And every race is just experience.
That's it.
So they were the lessons we took away from it. Don't predict the time. Race more often. Every race is an experience, and then the whole like perspective on your race, like where it is, like the people that you race against. So yeah, final thing we want to go over is what's next. What is next for both of us?
So
in the short term.
In the short term, we've got the men's 10k coming up in 2 weeks.
It's pretty much just a time trial, to be fair, isn't it?
Time trial, see where we're at, see what's happening. Pretty flat course and stuff like that, so should be should be good.
In the longer term, it is now a big break between all the Hyrox in Europe. It pretty much ends. The World Championships is in 2 weeks' time.
2 weeks' time, yeah.
2 weeks' time. So that always marks the end of the season. So between now and our next race, we have about 16 weeks,
Yep.
which is going to entail a big block of training, working on what we need to work on most to get faster, to get stronger. Both of us are going to drop a little bit more weight in terms of, like, a lot of the big guys talk about power to weight ratio, and like it's just natural that when you're a little bit leaner, you're faster. Like, you're faster on your feet, you're lighter on your feet.
Yeah.
You never see like the top runners ever being like heavy.
True. It's so true.
Exact same with the top Hyrox guys. They're all lean. Like
100%.
some of them are like muscly, yes, like strong, but they're all pretty lean. So it's going to be the same. We're going to go through.
There's going to be at the end of the 16 weeks. There's going to be a massive change in both of us, I think, physically and mentally. So it's going to take a lot to kind of get to that next level. But this 16 weeks is going to be really valuable, I think.
Yeah, we're ready to put the work in.
Yeah.
We're ready to dissect like little things that we want to work on, and just really push it these next 16 weeks. I've loved the last 8 weeks.
Honestly, mate,
of training.
It's been one of the best. It's been the best period of training for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, looking forward to the next 16.
16 weeks.
Of work. And then what are we doing at the end of the 16 weeks?
We're doing our first pro doubles.
Yeah.
At Oslo.
Yeah.
Hyrox
Oslo in
Oslo,
Norway.
which is in Norway. So that is the plan.
Yeah.
Hyrox Oslo, potentially even doing 2 that weekend, like
Yeah.
we were talking about. We'll make a meal of it, as we said. But that is the plan of action, or like in the pipeline at least. So yeah, that's going to be our go-to.
Yep. Awesome.
We're going to end that there. When there's our flight. We've still got a couple of hours to our flight, to be fair.
Time, isn't it?
So going to wrap that up there. Had a great time in Cardiff.
It's class, bro.
Until the next.
Till the next.